Welcome back to another episode of Pants Picks. This is the show where I go through an NFL team's schedule and decide the probability in which I think they're going to win each game. At the end, I come up with a win total that I can compare with Vegas odds. With me, as always, is wine toilet bowl distiller Bill. Bill, how's the wine?
I got a good batch brewing right now.
Very good. Is there a particular type of toilet that works better than others?
Usually your American Standard is the best.
Does flow come into the situation at all? Does that matter?
Only when you want to get rid of it.
All right. Sounds good. Well, who do we have this week?
We have the New England Patriots. 10-7 last season, second in the division. A relatively quiet offseason, with the biggest departure being the offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, who moves over to the Raiders to fill their head coach vacancy. Belichick has yet to name an offensive coordinator and chooses to split time between Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. Will this help or hinder Mac Jones in his sophomore season?
I'm not sure, but it is definitely one of the strangest things I've ever heard. But it is Bill Belichick, right? I mean, how can we question his greatness and his decision-making, even if it is offensive play calling controversy? He's got an offensive coordinator controversy? I've heard of quarterback controversies, but I don't think I've ever heard about this once in my life. But whatever. He's the greatest of all time, correct? So let's see the schedule. Week 1, who's going to be the offensive coordinator? At Miami, Joe Judge, Matt Patricia, who was his defensive coordinator. So that still doesn't, I don't know. I don't know where to even go with that. Someone might be able to explain, write in the comments and explain to me what the goal is on this scenario. But I'm going to go with a 50-50. They got swept by the Dolphins last year, so I'll pick the Dolphins to beat them in week 1. But still give them a 50% chance. Bill, Dolphins, Patriots, who do you got?
Also a 50-50. At home, I'm going to go with the home team. I think Miami. But I think it's going to be a close one within a field goal, I would say.
Okay. Week 2 at Pittsburgh. I'll just stick with the 50-50. But I'll take the Patriots. I think the Patriots will be better than Steelers. This is a long-time Hall of Fame coaches battling it out. Now without their superstar quarterbacks. Both of them do not have their Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but they are Hall of Fame coaches. Which Hall of Fame coach wins this one, Bill?
I'm going to go with Tomlin. I'll stick with the home teams.
All right. I'm going to go with New England on that one. But week 3, hosting Baltimore, I will go with a 50% chance. Baltimore will take it, though. Week 4 at Green Bay, 25% chance. Green Bay's probably going to take it, but I'll give them a chance. Hard to vote against the Belichick and the Patriot way. And second-year Mac Jones could probably pull it together. Week 5, hosting Detroit. Let's do 75%. Not confidence for 100%, but pretty confident. Week 6 at Cleveland. This would be... This would be a hot pick. Jacoby Brissett, right? He was a New England man. What makes it hot?
Yeah, at Cleveland, week 6, depending on which app you're using to bet. I've seen this as plus or minus 2 or 1.5. This could be Jacoby Brissett's last start. I'd expect him to have a top performance, something that he could put his career on the line for. I think that Cleveland wins this one with Brissett at center, but it's going to be close. A late drive field goal wins this.
All right. That's exciting. I will go 50-50, and I'll join you with it. Go Brissett. Take it. Last game. I just realized I'm very low to the ground in this. This kind of looks funny. All right. Week 7, Chicago, 75%. Keep it rolling. 75%. Going to beat Chicago. Probably. Week 8 at the New York Jets. I will give the New York Jets a strong division rivalry at home, 50%, but still probably going to lose. So 50%, Patriots will probably win. Bill, was this a 7-5 or is this a 50 for you?
I had New England with a 75 on that one.
Yes. I'm in between that. But come on, Zach Wilson. Make it happen. You'll be back by then. Week 9, Indianapolis. At home against Indianapolis, 50-50, but I'll give it to Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is the better team. Even at home, I'll take them. Bill, Indianapolis at New England, or does the home team hold them off?
It'll be interesting to see if Matt Ryan is still the starter in Week 9. I have some questions about that. If Nick Foles hops in there. But I still give it to Indy with that run game.
Reich and Foles have done it before. I wouldn't bet against them. You know what? Maybe Reich and Ryan's just not working out, so it's got to go back to the old trick that worked in 2017. Week 10, bye. Week 11, hosting the Jays, New York Jets. Let's go 75% on that one, as opposed to 50. Week 12 at Minnesota. Pig is a hot pig. Why is that?
Yeah. We have at Minnesota it's the late game on Thanksgiving. New England's getting 2.5 points. New England gave up the 12th most rushing yards in the league, but were first with rushing touchdowns against. Teams only ran 9 balls into the end zone against them. I think that Delvin Cook, they didn't face him last season. I think that he would definitely have hurt their numbers. I think that Minnesota covers this one on Thanksgiving.
Okay. I tend to agree with you. I think Minnesota can do it. Only a 2-point spread. Yeah. 50-50. Minnesota takes it. They are going to win the late night turkey dinner. Week 13, hosting Buffalo for the first time, or playing Buffalo for the first time. Let's go with Buffalo. 25%. Buffalo will probably win this game. They had outside of a hurricane, I think that the Bills will win. Week 14 at Arizona. I'll take Arizona, but 50% chance. We'll give them a chance to beat them. Arizona's a good team. Week 15 at Las Vegas. 50. I will also take Las Vegas. Bill, rapid fire. Arizona over New England at home?
Arizona or Vegas? Because I'm going to take both of the home teams.
Yes, that's what I wanted. I wanted both. I was going to ask you both. So rapid fire. You rapid it even quicker just by lumping them together. Awesome. Arizona at home, Las Vegas at home. I agree with you on both of those. New England's probably going to go to the desert, come back with 2 losses. Week 16, Cincinnati coming into town. We will go with a 25% chance. I think Joe Burrow's going to light it up, even in the cold. Week 17, hosting Miami. Let's go 50%, and I will take New England in this one. Bill, New England at home, do they revenge their Week 1 game at Miami?
I believe they do. I think that Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Tua is ever going to be.
Ooh.
So, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. You just, you said that like you wrote it in you just wrote it on a Post-it note and stuck it on the wall and just walked away. You're like, Tua worse than Mac Jones forever.
Indefinitely.
Slap that up on the board. You just put it up in the Dolphins locker room and just walked out. Didn't even turn on. Didn't even look to see if anyone read it. Wow. Okay. I don't know if I agree with you there. Talk about hot pick. How about a hot take? Week 18 at Buffalo. 0. No. Change it. 25. 25 is going to be based on whether or not Buffalo is actually trying. But they're going to come into Buffalo. The Bills, the last time the Patriots came into Buffalo, it did not look good. And I think the next time the Patriots go to Buffalo, if Josh Allen is playing, if the team is playing, it will not look good. But if they're not playing, we'll split the difference. So 50% chance. What's up?
Will weather play a factor in that matchup besides the end of the season?
Well, I will say this. If the stadium doesn't have 60-mile-per-hour winds, the Buffalo Bills will win by 14 points. As was last year. When the temperatures were negative 20 or whatever it was, but no wind, the Bills did not punt. They did not throw an interception. They did not kick a field goal, and they did not go for they did not face a fourth down. The only fourth down they faced was a play that they did not have to kneel the ball down at the end of the game. So, I think that continues. They played the perfect offensive game against the Patriots last year in Buffalo in the playoffs, and they will do maybe not the same, but they will come in, and the Patriots will come in and get decimated once again. All right, we've got them all in. Here we go. Let's do the math. Calculating my totals, Bills totals, and the Vegas odds totals. Let's see it. Oh, okay. All right. Bill. Mac Jones fan over there, huh?
Yeah, a little high on him this season.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a telling year.
I agree. I don't know. I'm kind of right on with Vegas. So, my bias isn't showing too much as I'm a little low. It seems like you're more of a, maybe it's the first names, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, you're Giants. Yeah, you're a Giants fan. Bill Belichick was the coach of the Giants, defensive coordinator of Giants in the 80s, maybe 90s, maybe that's all you. You're just high on this team. You really respect the Patriot way.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of reach though.
No, it absolutely isn't. They can come out of this with a really good start. Week 1 to week 9 is pretty solid, and even week 11 and week 12. Like going into week 13, they could be pretty good, right? I mean, where could you even see? You could possibly see them with 8 wins before week 13. Like there's a shot at that.
Yeah, I mean, going into the bye week, do you think that they could be 7-2?
I mean, they could. The Detroit, Jets, Bears are not great teams. Pittsburgh might still be figuring it out. Maybe Miami's figuring it out. Cleveland won't have Watson. Baltimore is a good team, but they could take one, or they could lose to Baltimore. They could lose to the Packers. And Indianapolis, who knows? They are right there. And then the next 2 weeks after the bye are definitely ones that are winnable. Obviously, the Jets is very winnable, and Minnesota is winnable as well. And if they're 9-2, 8-3, maybe even or at least 7-4 going into week 13 against Buffalo, they're right there. They're right there at almost 9.5 wins. So, but I think that if they don't have 7 wins, if they're not 7-4, if they're 6-5 going into that Buffalo game, that could be tough. That could be real hard for them to make the playoffs. I mean, they got to beat the Bills. They got to probably split against the Bills if they're at that level, or they got to beat Arizona and in Las Vegas, going out there and winning those pairs of games. Cincinnati's a tough team, and then Miami has had their number at the end of the year. Miami beat them twice last year, I believe. So it's really hard. It's really hard for them to figure it out. They have to have a good start. And the thing that really drags me down is that coach situation. Like, what is that? Seriously, what is that? I don't mean to be too mean, and I don't know. I feel like everyone wants to give Belichick the benefit of the doubt, but whoever has had a offensive coordinator controversy, how does that even work? All right, you're calling the plays, first 10 plays. Just get out there with a starting team, Matt. You're going to do starting team, and then Joe's going to do the other starting team, right?
Is it going to be Pop Warner style, where one of them runs out on the field to call on the plays?
Yeah. I know. Like, what is going on with that? And I feel like that can only hurt the beginning of the season, which is the opportunity. You know, that's the area that they would kind of have the chance to pick up as many wins as possible. Maybe not in the first, I guess not as much, maybe week 1 and week 2. At week 5 is when the schedule gets a lot easier. But I don't know. I mean, they got to figure that out. And then Mac Jones, if he takes the next step, yeah, of course. But who's he throwing to? You know, the team isn't exactly loaded with receiving talent, and it's really just on Mac Jones improving and Belichick continuing to be the unbelievable genius that he is, that has led these teams to somehow still be good. Like in 2020, I mean, I know they weren't good that year, but they went, I believe, 7-9 with just this kind of thrown together roster with Cam Newton as a quarterback. I guess that's just a testament to how good he is as a coach. Or when Brady goes down in 2008 and they still go 10-6. So I guess you just believe in the Patriot way. I mean, if you think that they're going to get the Vegas odds, I wouldn't bet this at all. Obviously, I'm kind of spot on with the Vegas odds at 825, so I wouldn't bet them to be winners or losers, overs or unders. But maybe you are. I'd say go for it. Go for the over, go for the unders, whatever you believe. This is your decision, and let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe Mac Jones will be the next Brady. Mac, Thomas, Patrick, Brady, Jones. And he's going to take them to the Super Bowl. They're going to beat the Bills as Tom Brady beat the Bills so many times. Return Belichick to his glory. And they're going to take it all the way to the top. Or maybe not. Maybe you think Mac Jones is going to fall apart. This whole experiment with the offense coordinators is the dumbest idea in the world. And they're going to start the season 0-6 as they finally decide that maybe Belichick should just call the plays. I don't know. You tell me what you think. And you write it in the comments and you argue about what I picked. Or you agree with me. It doesn't matter. It sounds like a lot of fun. Start the conversation. You can go through the season yourself. And you can decide whether you think the team is going to win 0%, 25%, 50, 75, 100% through the whole schedule and come up with your win total. Compare it with Vegas odds. Maybe it convinces you, you know what? I think they are going to be better than these odds. Maybe I'm going to pick the over. Maybe I'll pick the under. I think they're going to be worse. The schedule could be tough, especially down the stretch. And let us know what you come up with. Let us know why. You know, was it the Las Vegas game? You know, I think they're going to beat Las Vegas. What do you disagree with us about? Write it all in the comments. Get the conversation flowing. And of course, as always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.